Hi everyone, my name is Ben Gluckman. I'm Sports Information Director here at Rosemont College. I have the pleasure of joining Rayne Reber, the head coach of the women's basketball team, the Ravens here at Rosemont College. How you doing today, Rayne?
I'm good.
Just a few days away from the start of the season. I'm sure you're excited about the prospects for this year. Just have a couple of questions for you that our fans might like to know about before the season starts. First of all, 2 years ago we lost Ashley Montecchio. She was only the leading scorer in all of Division III. And then last year we lost another All-American, Liz Coyne. I was just wondering, you must have an answer for this, but I don't know what the answer is. Where are points going to come from this year now that we've lost those two really strong players over the last couple of years?
It's hard to replace players like Ashley Montecchio and Liz Coyne, but our dynamic of the team is going to change this year. We've always had a team focused on getting one individual the ball, whereas this is going to be more of a team effort this year. We're more of a team than we've ever been before. We really look out for each other, and it's going to be a whole team contributing. So it's not just one person that's going to make up those points. It's going to be a team effort to make up those points.
Right. I remember last year everything was channeled through Liz. So this is going to be a totally new experience for these women on your team this year because they have to kind of form an offense together and come up with different options for scoring.
Yeah, so it was easy for them to give Liz the ball and then just sit back and watch, where this year they all have to take a more active role in playing, and they all have to contribute and have their own responsibilities for it.
Yeah, you have some key returning players. Would you like to talk about a few of them?
Sure. I have Carly Hislop is our senior. She's our captain, and she'll be a starter for us. She was injured with a knee last year, but she's healthy now, and I'm really excited to see her get out there. She's shooting the ball excellent for us, so it's nice to have her back. I have another senior, Brianna McCauley, who just works so hard day in, day out. She's one of those great players to have on your team that she'll go 100% every day. I also have Noelle Higgs, another senior captain for us, that she is so quick, so lightning fast, and has great defense that I think this year you'll really see her grow up and into her role on the team and really be a leader. On top of that, I have sophomores that all got big minutes for us last year. I have Leilani Carter, who started for us last year, who is going to start for us again this year. She bangs on the boards and she's able to score for us, so I'm expecting a lot out of her. Jasmine Parker, who started a couple games for us, was getting really hot, shooting the ball well, and then got injured, of course, so it's back to her being 100% healthy, and I think that she'll really be able to turn it on this year and score for us as well.
She was one of your top 3 or 4 scorers last year also.
Yes, she was as a freshman, so it's going to be good to see her as a sophomore. She calmed down into that role. And then we have Nadira Anderson, who really second half took off and really matured her game and her attitude, and she is going to be a big help for us this year. So all the girls that are returning, they all played their own little roles last year, but it's really they've grown up and matured, and they've gotten better at their game. So it's good to see them, and I'm excited to see what they can accomplish this year.
Me too. What about your incoming players this season?
I have some strong freshmen for us. I have Ayanna Thompson, who's out of Delaware, who's a point guard for us, and although she's a freshman, she's a sure leader on the court for us. She's a point guard, and she really does a nice job directing all the upperclassmen, all the sophomores on the court. Her defense is tenacious, and it's contagious as well, so our girls follow her lead on the court, so it's nice to have her. And then I have Aaliyah Austin, who's a big for us, and she's so strong, she's hard to get around, and she's not afraid to take chances on her moves, so it's nice to see her develop over just the preseason, so I know that she'll continue to develop through the year. And then we have Livette Jenkins, who is injured right now on an ACL. She's recovering from that, but she can really shoot the ball and pass the ball, so as soon as we get her healthy, I know she'll accomplish
When are we
great things.
expecting Livette to be back?
We're looking around Christmas time, so
Okay.
That's what we're hoping, fingers crossed.
So the push for the second half of the
Yes.
season then, or at least for the new year. Okay. What are your expectations for your team this year?
Well, my expectations are always to compete. We made playoffs last year, and we made playoffs the previous 2 years before that. So this year's no different. Our team wants to make playoffs. We want to earn some respect in the CSAC. So it's always going to be to compete and to try and get that playoff spot.
So this is your second year as the head coach here at Rosemont. You've already weathered your first season. What is going to change? What do you expect is going to change about your team this year as you enter your second year as a head coach?
Well, I brought some girls in that are my recruits, and we're really starting to apply my philosophy of basketball. They all know and understand what I'm trying to do, and I think the pieces are starting to fall into line as to what we want to accomplish and how we want to play. So it's really exciting to actually see the girls develop into the basketball team that I would like them to be and that I know that they can be.
Okay. Looking at the CSAC this year, Which teams do you think are going to be the toughest competition for Rosemont?
I think Cabrini's always going to be a tough team. They're well coached and they play hard. So, they're defending champions, so they're going to be the #1 target on their backs for the CSAC. And I also think Gwinnett Mercy is going to be a tough team. We played them in the summer, and they had some quick guards. And we played them in the playoffs last year, and I know that we would like to get a win, but I know that they're going to be a tough team to beat, as well as Marywood. They have a senior on their team, Danielle, that I think is phenomenal, that I think is going to be hard to defend. So those 3 teams I feel are going to be the strong ones.
Okay. Taking a step back and looking at your overall schedule, including your non-conference games, who do you think are going to be your toughest competitors there?
All of our non-conference games are a little bit on the tougher side to prepare us for our conference, but Arcadia is a strong team that we're going to play again. We only lost by 5 last year, and I know that Rose has brought in some great freshmen for them, and it's going to be a tough one for us. And Del Val is always a tough game for us as well. They're very well coached, so a lot of our non-conference games are going to get us prepared for our conference games.
What do you think of your opener at Eastern? That's always interesting.
Yes, Eastern's always a tough one for us. I know that it's been a while since we've gotten a win against them, but it's always a tough competition. Eastern's a very good team. They were in the NCAA tournament last year, and I expect nothing less from them this year. So it should be a true test for us on Saturday as to where we are and what we need to do this season when we play them.
And as a reminder, your team will be facing Eastern over at St. David's at Eastern for 1 o'clock, and it's going to be the opener for both teams. Any final comments you have before we kick off the season, Rayne?
No, we are a young team, and we're excited to see what happens this year.
We are too. Ladies and gentlemen, Rayne Reber, head coach of the women's basketball team here at Rosemont College. Thanks a lot, Rayne.
Thank you.